I'm Julia and Jetro is our cameraman. We are here today at Rotterdam The Hague Airport. When you as a customer are looking for a flight, you often compare prices and choose for the cheapest one. But how does airline make sure they are the cheapest one? Of course, reduce costs.
Being the cheapest airline is one of the most important goals of low-cost airlines. They have to compete with other airlines and have to make sure that customers choose them. But how do they reduce costs?
We will explain this in our video.
Airlines are operating in an oligopolistic competition. Features of this market form are that it is dominated by a few large producers, and that the products can be homogeneous or differentiated. Because there are only a few players within this market form, players have control over their prices. But they have to keep in mind that they do have rivals, and that these rivals can react to price and advertising changes. It is not easy to become a member of an oligopoly because of its barriers. In the airline industry, for example, one of the greatest barriers is to buy a commercial aircraft.
Important in a homogeneous oligopoly is that they mainly reduce their overall cost by reducing production costs. You can find this in Learning Objective 13.5. We will explain this. A company has to buy resources. This results in costs. If a company wants to maximize profit, they will have found the perfect combination of outcome and minimalized costs. The company has to remove all the unjustified expenses and make sure this doesn't have a negative impact on the quality of the products or services.
Let's go back to the airlines. Airplanes are heavy, and a heavier airplane means more fuel, and this means more costs. And every company wants to avoid extra costs. Every kilogram an airline removes from an airplane saves $100 from the aircraft's yearly bill. Airlines try to make everything as light as possible by laying thinner carpets and using light cardboard boxes for its food. Seats are replaced by seats with lighter materials, and this may save them 8 kilograms weight per seat.
Some airlines also limit their safety equipment aboard, but don't worry, they will only remove the safety equipment for landing on water from airplanes that only fly above the land. Some airlines take their weight more seriously than others. For example, an Indian low-cost airline only hires female flight attendants. They are on average 10 to 15 kilograms lighter than men, and there has even been an airline that had a maximum weight for their flight attendants. And don't be shocked, but this weight was 60 kilograms. Luckily, there are also airlines which try to minimize their weight in other ways.
Lots of airlines try to minimize the weight of luggage. Most of the time only hand luggage of 10 kilograms is included in ticket price. If you would like to carry more stuff with you, you will have to pay for this. The result is that there will be more free space, and this can be sold as cargo space.
Airlines go further and further in reducing their weight. They removed the entertainment magazines and food flyers and replaced these with an iPad for every passenger. An iPad is lighter in weight than all these papers.
Small adjustments in the design of an aircraft can also reduce cost. For example, installing scarlets on the wing. This is an extension of the aircraft wings to reduce drag. This can save up to 54 gallons of fuel a year. A European low-budget carrier covers its airplanes with special paint to smooth the body of the aircraft and help it to cut it through the air more easily.
For the same reason, pilots all over the world are convinced to not take off at full speed and get their aircraft to cruising altitude as fast as possible. At cruising altitude, the air is thinner and there is less drag. When landing on long runways, pilots may let their aircraft slow down on its own instead of putting the engines in reverse.
Some airlines which fly short distances to cities fly their planes faster to save a few minutes of the flight time of each flight, which makes the airline able to put an extra flight in the schedule at the end of the day. By flying at higher speeds, an aircraft consumes more fuel, which increases expenses, but the extra revenue is higher than the extra costs.
One of the most important strategies in the aviation industry is fuel hedging. Airlines try to forecast the price of oil and try to anticipate on the price change. When an airline thinks that the price will go up in the future, they conclude a contract with their supplier to buy oil for the current price for a certain time.
Many airlines have a limited type of aircraft. The most commonly used aircraft is the Boeing 737. The Boeing 737 costs on average $50 million, while a larger aircraft costs approximately $300 million. By using the same type of aircraft, airlines have to pay less training costs for their pilots. Airlines have to pay training costs per type of aircraft.
Low-cost airlines take more steps to cut costs. They choose accurately the airport with whom they want to enter into contract. For example, they fly to Rotterdam The Hague Airport and Eindhoven Airport, but they don't fly to Amsterdam Airport and Brussels Airport. Airlines look at airport taxes. These are fees an airline has to pay to the airport for example, security, fuel, noise, and government taxes.
Other big expenses for airlines are the cost for boarding delays. Boarding delays cost airlines in Europe alone $1 billion a year. How do airlines try to avoid boarding delays? While boarding, they let the passengers, which are seated in the rows in the middle of the aircraft, board first, to prevent congestion in the aircraft, because of people putting their bags in the baggage compartments. Airlines are willing to do whatever is necessary to reduce cost, as long as the safety of the passenger is guaranteed. We hope that you now have an idea how airlines reduce cost. The sky's the limit. Thanks for watching.